Hey, welcome to the second half, hopefully half, of the huge dollar haul from the Myrtle Beach Mall. So Myrtle Beach comic book shop, every other month I go there, and then every other month I go to the Wilmington one. So once a month I try to go to a comic book shop as long as I can. No telling what's going to happen in the future. So hopefully I won't enjoy my comic book collection while being homeless, because, you know, no telling what's going to happen here. You're like, oh, you're bringing me down, man. I know. Sorry, let me go back to this. So Mutopia, I only saw these two issues, but I was like, I remember vaguely when this happened. I remember this down the side and the whole House of M, but I didn't read much of that. I read a few issues that had this on the side of something. I want to say it was the new X-Men, but it's been a while. Then we have Fantastic Four, House of M. I only found one issue of that. And then I'm trying to get all the JLAs because I've heard it's fantastic. What I've read so far has been good. So we got number 74, 114. And then you can see they're actually, it looks like they're fighting with the bad guys, the good with the bad. And then the classified, I've read a few of those already. This issue, Booster Fries. Oh my gosh, it's going to be a Blue Beetle and Booster Gold one. I can't believe it's not the Justice League. Oh, this is going to be a fun issue, I can tell already. All right, oh look, and it's like, I wonder if this goes together. Like, I wonder if it's classifying it as like a run of like 3 issues. Like, this is 6 and 7. I wonder if number 8's like the 3rd in, or I don't, like, it doesn't say part 1 or part 2, so I don't know which, if this is part 1, this is part 2, or if this is part 2 and this is part 3, or what, I don't know. So I'm looking forward to reading that. Then we have this one. I swear I had this one. I definitely remember it because I remember that being crazy huge Nork from, the way I remember it, it looks like, what is that game called? Where you turn, Rampage. It looks like a Rampage to me. All right, JLA Classified for Jaws of Defeat. I wonder if JLA Classified is where they go, they kind of cover side stories that were not covered during eras, because it looks like they're, like that was from the Justice League of International. Is it still on? Yeah, it's still on. I can't see the thing from here. And right here, it's got the very last Justice, like when Justice League of America Volume 1 was ending, they had this, which I used to call the Justice League of Substitute Heroes, because it's like Plan B for them. It's like all your Plan B characters, or no, I don't want to say Plan B. I'm saying that it's like the B team. You know what I'm saying? I liked it. I thought it was cool. I thought it was kind of like the New Mutants, but unfortunately, JLA, there was no A team running with B team, and if they ran both on at the same time, I think it would have done better, you know? Like if they said this is Justice League Incorporated or Justice League Junior or something, you know, if they would have made it run side by side with Justice League, I think this would have done better. A lot of people hate this because they see it as destroying the Justice League. I didn't. I really enjoyed it. I remember learning more about Gypsy and how her powers evolved, and where she went not just from like disguising herself, or she went to actually making other people think they're falling to their death, and I just thought that was crazy. There we have, that's number 22, that's number 23. So you can clearly see it's running from this to this is same storyline or arc. Got the Royal Flush Gang. Look, okay, I probably, if it's a 3, no, obviously it would be 4 issue art, because we got, it's on Vibe, and this one's on Steel, and this one focuses on Gypsy. So it's a game of chance, a game of chance, a game of chance, a game of chance. So it's like a game of chance. Hopefully this is part 1, 2, 3, and 4. Hopefully I got all 4 parts. When I put them on the computer, I'll find out, and then I go, oh, I can take all 4 of those and just read it straight through. JLA Year 1. I don't know much about this yet. I'm still learning. The Justice League from the New 52. Whenever the New 52 came out, a friend of mine let me read the first 6 issues of Justice League. I read them in 30 minutes. I was not impressed. I said, okay, screw this. I don't want any of this new stuff. But it wasn't bad. It's just, I felt like if I'm going to pay, like, what was it then, $3 an issue? Maybe it was $4. I just feel like you're getting ripped off. I don't know. I just feel like it was way too much. But for 88 cents an issue, sure. So that brings it down to the reasonable price of buying these 12 for $10. And then this was the I think this is the post New 52, 2015, 2014. So right when they crossed over, it's like they had a very small, almost like a dozen run for 1 year of this version of the Justice League of America. I don't know though. I don't know if this is still part of the New 52 or not, because they obviously stopped saying New 52 after it's been old. But it's only like a dozen issues. I'm pretty sure I can get all of them. And then JSA, love JSA. We got Stargirl there. I love that TV series. It was one of the few TV series of modern time that I can rave about. And then we got a TV series that I'm watching right now. 3 seasons. I did not know this one. I watched it back in the 90s, and now I'm getting to watch it again thanks to the thing called DVDs. It's a pretty good series. I enjoy it. Which is really weird because I did not know he was Lex Luthor in Superman. So now watching Superman, or Lois and Clark, and now going back and watching this was after Lois and Clark. So it's like, oh, he was already famous by this point. I had no idea. I just remember she was popular in the show, obviously. And the other girl, I think, wasn't the other girl? Oh no, I'm thinking of somebody else from Mission Genesis, who was in Star Trek. And you see, these are not in order. I'm going to put them in order, but I did put them in order, but they count them and they put them in different order. All right, we got the New Warriors. I'm not 100% sure I want to collect all the New Warriors. I did enjoy the 3-issue run where they were, it's like a ripple in time happened in America was founded by the Egyptians. The Romans never conquered the Egyptians. The Egyptians stayed steady. In other words, the whole world was Egyptian, basically. The Empire State Building looked Egyptian. It looked like a pyramid or obelisk. Everything looked like Egyptian stuff. So I read those 3 issues. I thought they were really cool, especially the way they made the Avengers look like Egyptian superheroes. And instead of Thor, they had Hoth, I think it was. So it was fun. I love alternate universes like that, especially Egyptian themed. And Infinity War crossover. I've heard a lot of people really like Speedball. I'm not really either way. And This Land Must Change. So that looks pretty cool. The New Warriors versus the Force of Nature. It's called the Force of Nature. All right, let's grab the hopefully last one if I can get my hand on all of them at one time. You ever grabbed a sandwich and the meat slide out? That's what almost happened just thinking. I almost had the meat slide out of my sandwich. All right. You slide these back into the box. I know, you guys are professionals at this. I'm not yet. The Outsiders. Loved The Outsiders. This is A Christmas Carol 1985. Can't wait to read that one. The Outsiders versus Their Own Headquarters. It's all the work of the Duke of Oil. The Outsiders were... I know that they were propagandizing us to be more leftism or more liberal, but at the same time, I'm not completely 100% against or for any side. I think both sides have valid points or else they wouldn't exist. So there are certain things I definitely agree with in the comic books, but I could tell, they're trying to really push an agenda there. The one where they're flipping the TV around and the government's watching Americans, that's happening now. Whether or not you want to admit it or you want to believe it, you might be saying, well, that may happen during so-and-so's administration, not during this one. No. It's been happening since 9/11. We've given up our privacy for safety. So, well, I don't do anything illegal. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. If they can watch you doing everything, they can find out when you're alone and come after you. And it's your word against their word because you won't have anybody else around you. Just saying, you gotta be careful out these days. The things that we used to have in science fiction are now reality. I like how it has Reagan right there. That's hilarious. All right. Throne of Blood. And I never even really read Power Baton, but they almost got a complete set there. I'm just trying to find them all. This time going there, I felt like I was already looking through the comic books I looked through last time. But I did find, obviously, about $100 worth of good stuff. Technically, I got 9 times 12. So 108 comics. So I got 108 comics this time. And this is a Cyforce from 2006. So I guess they revised the series, the new universe, for one more thing. I don't know. But as far as I can tell, it's a 1-issue run. But I'm trying to get all the Cyforce if it's the bill. I only have 4 more Cyforce issues I need for the complete series. And no, they're not all the very last issues. Those are the hardest ones to get. I have one of the Red Tornadoes. Now I have 2 of the 4. This is the artist I didn't care about much when I was a kid. I thought his art was kind of weird. I don't know. I just didn't like his art. It's okay now. Back then, I could have sworn I had number 0 of this. But then again, let's be honest. All the Stormwatch covers pretty much look the same. They are awesome. They are well drawn, but they're all people flexing and posing. What can you do with that? See? I mean, this is number 23. By 23, they should have, like, not people just standing on the cover flexing, but they still do. That was the thing about Image. They were really having an image. Something more like this. This is the Superboy series. I'm not sure I'll ever read, but by golly, if I get them all, maybe when I get old, if I ever do get old, then sure, old. I'm already old. When I get super old, I guess. Welcome to the fandom zone. So this is Superboy. This is technically, they call it volume 2. I would call it volume 3, but I can't. I have no way of doing that.